It's December 13th, 1989, and Eddie Vittorio, you have just watched Scott Macallan leave from the bar that you guys were in. A familiar feeling, a familiar setting, throwing a couple back for a fallen comrade. This time, Harley Haney. And you're thinking on the fact that while you were just sitting there at the bar with Scott, and you happen to look outside, you saw a man that you, for all intents and purposes, was just a strange man at the time when you saw him in that little town bar in Pennsylvania, but yet there he was, standing outside across the street, looking at you here in Massachusetts. But he's not there anymore, as if he just moved on. Any thoughts on that?
Why the fuck was he there? Lorenzo.
You did notice that his dog, Rusty, was there at his side, too. A loyal companion sitting there on his butt, but he's also gone now, alongside his master.
Eddie's confused about what to think about that. He's not too familiar with things of this nature. People just popping up randomly, especially for an occasion like this. It's a little bit more than a coincidence, and it kind of disturbs him. He frowns, looks at his shot that he has, finishes it, and he's going to exit the bar.
Yeah, your rental car is nearby, and as you walk up and get into the Crown Victoria, you look in the back seat and see your duffel bag. And inside that duffel bag, you know, is the Spectre M4 and body armor and helmet that you had used only a day before in that meth house shootout. Do you want to do anything with that at all? Do you want to dispose of it? Are you going to take it home with you back to Brooklyn? What does that look like? Your hand is on the door handle as you stand there.
Eddie thinks upon it for a second. Things have been getting worse. Keeping something like this around might be a good idea. So he's going to decide to try and stow it somewhere back in Brooklyn.
Yeah, considering that you only used one magazine, you used some of the rounds to take out one of the Nazis that walked on the back porch, and then you and Harley Haney just sprayed and prayed into what looked to be that barracks room, and you just killed all of them that were in there. You only used one magazine to do that and to shoot at the slime thing. So you still have 2 spare magazines of 30 rounds each, and then you still have the unscathed, well, I say unscathed, but it's partially scathed considering the weird slimy tentacle thing that grazed your body before Harley Haney died in front of you. And with those thoughts in mind, you put the car into gear and you head back to New York. You took the whole week off, so you spend the rest of your time with Deanna, and time goes by.
Eddie's going to decide to stow this gym bag somewhere.
Yeah, so you get home and you have this extra duffel bag, and you're thinking and wondering where you should stow it. And you remember that you still have the phone numbers that CARRADINE gave to you memorized. You think maybe he has an idea of where to put it or where to store it. And so, Eddie, with that in mind, you go to the phone in your apartment and I roll dice to see if CARRADINE answers. 1 second. And he doesn't pick up on the first number that you use. Do you want to wait 5 minutes and call him a second time?
Yeah, I'll wait 5 minutes too.
Another 5 minutes goes by. Do you want to try again for a third time?
Yes.
All right.
This motherfucker doesn't answer his phone.
Okay. Third phone number out of the possible 5 that he gave you. He does not answer. Do you want to go for a fourth?
Son of a bitch. I got better things to do. Gonna fucking call him again.
Okay. Eventually, on the fourth call, he answers.
Hello? Hey, no, you're a hard guy to reach.
Mr. Vittorio, what can I help you with?
Look, it's off opera hours, I know that. But, I got this Spectre and the Kevlar. Where the hell do I put it? I'm in Brooklyn right now.
I take it you don't want to keep it in your own home?
No. I got a girlfriend, and she's pregnant. I don't need her finding that.
That's fair. Let me
Well, like in Queens?
Yeah, or somewhere else that people wouldn't go. New Jersey or Queens isn't a bad choice.
Go out to Long Island.
Look at the phone book.
Yeah, you hear the sound of heavy pages being flipped on the other side of the phone, Eddie.
There's a We Store You in Jamaica, Queens. Is that close enough?
Sounds good to me.
Perfect.
What's the address?
He'll rattle off the address to you.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Mr. Vittorio?
Eddie thinks for a moment. I've been seeing this guy. He reappeared after the last opera. When me and Scott went to go get drinks, I saw him last in Pennsylvania, and he was there again in Massachusetts.
Who did you see?
His name's Lorenzo. Eddie will describe what he looks like.
Yeah, CARRADINE. He describes him as being anywhere from 5'8" to 5'10", Hispanic, with a scar on the left side of his face, and that he had a German Shepherd dog with him with black and brown fur.
I don't know how he found me, but I don't like it. He was nice enough the first time I met him. Talked about stuff about in the army, and I don't know why I saw him again, but it freaked me out, so I just wanted to tell someone.
I appreciate you telling me. I'll look into this Lorenzo character. He should have a service jacket somewhere. Did he indicate he was in Vietnam?
He did.
Did he say if he was with anything like the group?
Eddie thinks about it. No, he did serve, though.
I'll do what I can.
Okay. Sorry I lost another one.
Eddie, it's not your fault. Sometimes there's a bullet with your name on it, and sometimes there's a unspeakable horror waiting around the corner for you.
I know. But someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah. If we don't, then who will?
Okay. I'll call you after I drop off the stuff in Queens.
Alright, make sure you use cash. Don't use a charge card.
I got cash.
And you do. You realize you have a little bit of cash left over from the Dixon family home out in Kansas.
How many months should I put on?
Do the first 2 months. We'll pick up the rest.
Understood. Alright. I'll see you around.
Hopefully, not for a while. No insult to you. You got a family to worry about.
Yeah. Bye. Hangs up.
And so, Eddie, would you take a cab or would you take a bus to the We Store You in Jamaica, Queens?
I think I'd take a cab. I don't want anyone accidentally seeing this fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's all zipped up inside the duffel bag, so nobody would be able to see the submachine gun or the body armor. So, yeah, minimize your footprint. You're doing all the smart things that the group over the last few years or so imbued in you. And you hail a cab. The guy who picks you up says, "Oh yeah, I know where that is." And he drives you over to Jamaica, Queens, to the We Store You storage unit facility. And you walk inside and there's a guy. He's a portly looking man, probably in his 40s or 50s, with his feet up on the desk, reading a magazine. And he sees you come inside, closes it up, straightens his posture a little more, and he says, "Need a unit?"
Yep.
"For how long?"
2 months is good.
2 months, okay. Is it gonna be you paying, or is it some sort of business deal?
Just me.
Okay. He goes and reaches under the desk. He disappears from view. You hear what sounds like a drawer opening and then some rustling of keys, and he comes up with a key and he says, here we go. Unit 1191. It's just around the corner. If you take a right, take a left, it'll be there. It's a padlock.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, you give him the cash. He gives you the key. You sling the duffel bag over your shoulder and head outside, following the directions he gave you. You take a right, take a left. You walk past a bunch of other storage units. You see Unit 1191. You take the key, unlock the padlock, and sling the door up. And right now it's small, it's narrow. Obviously, there isn't anything in here. There's just a dim light bulb overhead flickering. It's got concrete floor, concrete walls. There's a sprinkler system connected overhead. It looks like it's running from left to right because Unit 1191 is not an in unit, it's in between two other units. And you see that there's a small drainage grate in the middle of the storage unit, presumably for the water runoff from the sprinkler system. And where do you set the bag?
Throw it in the corner.
We'll say you walk over to the right corner, the right rear corner, and you set the bag up against the wall. And then you walk back out, taking the key, closing up the storage unit, locking it back up. And you did see that there was a payphone on the corner when you were dropped off. So if you wanted to call CARRADINE and let him know the situation, you can do that.
This fuck better pick up this time. I'm not sitting on the corner for 15 minutes. Yeah, I'll go call him.
Likely because he was expecting your call like you said you would. He picks up.
Hello?
Hey, it's Eddie. I dropped it off. It's unit number what was it, 1911?
1191, yeah.
1191.
Okay. Next time we call you up, make sure to bring the key with you.
Alright.
Otherwise, keep it as safe as possible.
Anything else you need me to do while I'm out here in Queens?
No, make sure that you aren't followed when you leave. We don't want anybody breaking into the unit. So, make sure if you used a cab or public transport, make sure that there's none of the same people on the bus or the same cab driver.
Alright. Bye.
Eddie, once you hang up the phone, instead of taking a taxi back this time, you take a bus back to your apartment. And you...
Time skip. Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna skip ahead a few weeks, actually. You're at work at the VA in Brooklyn, and you're sitting at your desk. Your electromagnetic sensitivity is not really present in your daily life, but you do know that it surfaces up in times of stress. But you get a phone call. The phone on your desk rings. Are you gonna pick it up, or are you gonna let it ring?
Eddie looks at it for a moment, picks it up.
Oh my god. Babe. Oh my god. It's happening now. I need you.
And you know which hospital you're supposed to go to because for the last couple of days you have been going to classes at that hospital. So you know where she's talking about.
Honey, I'll be right there.
Please, it hurts so fucking badly.
And you hang up the phone.
Okay, he's gonna run and catch a cab.
Hey, Eddie, what's up, man? One of your coworkers says as you run down the hall.
I gotta be a dad.
Oh, hell yeah, hurry up, get out of here. And yeah, you haul ass out of the VA medical center, hailing a cab as quickly as you can, and you get to the hospital. You go up to the front desk, you tell them that your girlfriend is in labor, you give them Deanna's name, and then a nurse escorts you to the delivery unit of the hospital. You see doctors and nurses in different areas of the halls moving past you. Eventually, you see a sign for prenatal births going in another direction of the delivery unit as you follow this nurse back. And you can hear Deanna down the hall already. And the nurse looks back at you. You two share a look. She looks forward and then starts just increasing her pace. You increase your pace as well. You both get to the room, stand in the doorway, and there's your girlfriend, grunting, screaming, yelling that it hurts. There's a doctor and a bunch of nurses hovering around Deanna. And she manages to look over and sees you. Oh, Eddie. It hurts so fucking bad. Hold my hand, please.
Eddie doesn't waste any time, just goes over, grips her hand. It's gonna be okay, D.
You are a pretty strong individual, but the grip she has on your hand, holy shit. You did not know she had that kind of strength, but your hand, she's not breaking the bones in your hand, obviously, but there is much discomfort there that you weren't expecting. And she's got a hospital gown on, and you see that her legs are propped open. The doctor and the nurses are instructing her, coaching her, basically telling her, to breathe and things like that to, get her through this process. And then finally, with one final push that comes from the doctor, there is the sound of a baby crying. And Deanna goes, "Is it over? Is he here? Let me see him." Clearly beside herself.
Is it a boy? Is it a girl?
The doctor looks up at you, takes a few seconds. It's a boy.
Oh, my God.
You want to see him? And the doctor
Yeah.
stands up and is holding this tiny baby in his arms. And they start to wipe him off, clean him off, because there's fluids on him. And they then hand the baby over to Deanna. And the main emotion that Deanna is feeling that you can see is relief and exhaustion. Relief and exhaustion. But man, that's your kid.
I wrap my arms around her.
As
and
awkwardly
my
as you can.
New son. Yeah.
The doctor and the nurses, they give you two some space. And for a few moments, all is well in the world. And then eventually, Eddie, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And there's a different nurse standing behind you this time with a clipboard. And she says, "We just need you to fill out some information for us, name, your date of birth, etc." "What's his name going to be, by the way?" she says with a hint of excitement in her voice.
I look at Deanna.
Deanna looks up with a smile and says, Vincenzo Vittorio. And the nurse beams and then says, "Vincenzo Vittorio. Well, that's for you to write down, but that is a fabulous name. I'll leave you guys be for a bit." And she lightly pats you on the shoulder and walks out of the room.
Vince. Huh.
Yeah,
Looks
Vince,
like a Vince.
or Vinny.
Yeah. It's a nice name.
Vinny Vittorio. Because you better marry me one day, you fucking animal.
It'll happen. Soon. Don't worry. I'm saving up.
Let's just enjoy this moment for now, she says. Do you want to hold him?
Yeah.
And Eddie, you've never held a child before, but somehow, instinctively in that moment, you figure it out. Your arms are big enough to cradle and support Vincenzo's head.
I feel like I'm gonna crush him. He's so small.
Yeah, you'll be
God.
fine. You'll be fine. You got those big arms of yours. Just be gentle, okay? She's clearly very tired. Eddie, as you stand there, with everything that's happened within the last year, the frightening, horrific events of Kansas, the horrible death of Vince in Pennsylvania, and the death of Harley Haney in New Hampshire, and also the fact that a year ago, if you hadn't sought help from Dr. Kimball, well, you briefly think back to that one night with Deanna where you were reacting to some force within you that frightened and scared you. You thought she was the enemy. And yet, to her, you've made significant strides towards improving yourself. You've clawed your way back up from a dark pit, and now you've created life. Give me a 1d4 roll, please.
Of course. We got a 1.
You regain 1 sanity because this feels normal and right. And maybe being a father isn't going to be so bad after all. You think that right now, at least. And we're going to cut ahead now to February 2nd, 1990. It's been a few months since Vincenzo was born, and Deanna is now living with you in your apartment. Unless you wanted that arrangement to be different.
Unless we get a new place, she'd be with me.
Okay. Yeah, you haven't quite saved up enough money yet to get out of this apartment into a nicer brownstone in Brooklyn, but you're working towards it, saving your money. And it's a Friday, and you're at work, and Jonah comes up to you, Jonah Washington, the man who's, in a way, sort of like a father figure to you, but also not. He's been around, he's still around. And I would like you at this point, because this is going to be fulfill responsibilities, and this will determine the outcome of all of this, I would like you to give me a sanity roll, please.
Oh boy.
Roll well. Whoo!
We rolled well.
Hell yeah.
I got a 32 under 40.
Roll me a d6 because that's a success.
Don't be a fucking 1 again. I'll take it.
Nice. You improve your bond with Jonah by 3. It goes from a 2 to a 5 now.
We're back, baby.
And
Speaking about babies.
actually on the back of that, I want you to roll me another d4, please. 3.
Yeah, the 3.
I want you to add that to your bond with Deanna Patterson, bringing her from a 3 to a 6. And I want you to add another bond for Vincenzo Vittorio and make that a 6 as well, please.
All right.
Excellent. Yeah, so Jonah walks up to you and he says, "Hey, man, how you been? How's the kid? I heard about that. People don't shut up about that kind of thing around here." And he's just his typical wiry self, and it has been a year, and you do notice he does look a bit older than when you had last seen him. You two were in that weird phase where you didn't talk to each other or go out to eat or go to a game because you were dealing with all the stuff from Summit Heights. And there was even that time where he came by your apartment and he knew you were there, but you were just so in your head from everything going on that you didn't answer the door. Horrible things had happened to you and to the people that you worked alongside with for the group. So how the fuck could he understand, you know? But he's here now and he seems jovial and happy and just wants to check up and see how you are.
Eddie smiles, looks at him, says, "Kid's doing well. It's nice to see you too, Jonah."
"Well, hell yeah, brother. It's good to see you too, man." And he shakes your hand with a firm grip and puts his other arm around you in sort of a semi-hug.
Yeah, I get up from my chair, give him a hug.
"Hey, you free? You want to maybe grab a bite to eat or something, or do something?"
Yeah, I could take a break.
All right, yeah. Hey, let me pick this time, because you picked last time. We had Chinese last time, if you recall.
That was so long ago. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm sure. You up for some pizza?
Yeah, I'm always down for pizza.
All right, brother. All right, let's get going. I'm starving. And you go out to his vehicle. He drove last time. He drives this time, as is the custom. And the two of you head off out of the Brooklyn VA Medical Center parking lot. And as you get going eventually on the way to this pizza place he has in mind, he says, "So, what's the kid's name?"
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo.
Yeah, we just call him Vince, Vinny.
Vinny, that's a strong name right there. You know, there's a boxer named Vinny Paz.
Really?
Oh yeah, they call him the Pazmanian Devil. What a name, right?
Yeah. From Brooklyn?
Nah, from Rhode Island, weirdly enough. But yeah, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight. He's been in all sorts of different weight classes over the years. Vinny is a strong name, Eddie. And that kid of yours, that kid's gonna go places, man.
Deanna picked it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The girl's got good taste, Eddie. She's got good taste. My man Vinny Paz would appreciate that. But how are you doing? I know things were rough for a little bit.
I've been feeling a lot better.
That's good. Hey, look, whatever you were going through last year, I get it, man. I've seen men of all type just fold. It happens. I've seen better men and lesser men fold under the same kind of pressure. Some people pick themselves up and some people don't. They just stew and they wallow. And I get stewing and wallowing, but there comes a time to stew and wallow, and then there comes a time to just get up off your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Eddie thinks about what he means, and there's stuff that he wants to tell him, but just can't. And it eats away at him a little.
Hey, maybe we can go to a boxing match one day. See Vinny Paz himself.
He's in Brooklyn?
Might be.
That'd be cool. I've been down.
Oh, wait. Ah, shit. I think Vinny Paz is going to be fighting somebody soon. Yeah. Up in New Jersey. He's going to be fighting this guy, Hector Camacho. You want to come tomorrow with me? It's in Atlantic City.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah, I got an extra ticket. One of my buddies was going to go with me, but flaked out on me. Said he had something else better to do. What a son of a bitch, right? Yeah, at least someone... Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. And he puts a hand on your shoulder as he's driving and smiles. And soon after that, Jonah pulls up in front of the pizza place. And Eddie, it's one that you're familiar with and you've been to before. So the question is, what does Eddie get for pizza? What's his order?
Eddie gets the one white slice and one just classic normal slice.
Just cheese?
One cheese, one white.
Yeah, and you guys go in and place your order, and you know that Jonah, he likes to get a slice of pepperoni and a slice of ham and pineapple.
Oh, God. This motherfucker. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Really? You getting that?
What? You got something against pineapple and ham, Eddie?
Yeah, maybe if I'm ordering from fucking Domino's, not if I'm going to an actual pizza joint.
The fuck is wrong with you, Eddie? Sweet and salty. It's how taste buds work, and it is a delight.
Ugh, maybe for you.
Goddamn son of a bitch, man can eat whatever the fuck kind of pizza
See,
you want.
this is why I didn't talk to you for a year.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Have you even tried it before?
He pauses.
Yeah, come on. He holds up the plate to you, basically offering you a chance to take a bite if you want.
Oh my God, it looks like poison.
Don't be a bitch. The army didn't teach you to be a bitch.
He squints his eyes. Fine. I wasn't in the fucking army either.
You know what I mean. Should have been in the army, but of course, you know, the Marines got their pick of you and such. Do you take a bite out of the pizza that's offered?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you actually feel about ham and pineapple on pizza, Mike?
Eddie probably hates it. Me, I like it. So I'm gonna say Eddie. Eddie likes it.
Okay. Eddie likes it? I thought you said he hates it.
No, he hates the idea, but actually tasting it
Oh, okay.
probably changes his mind.
Yeah, and you can see that Jonah's sitting there with this expectant expression on his face as you go to eat it like, huh? 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 It's good, isn't it? It's good,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. I fucking hate when you're right. Take your goddamn plate.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Never doubt an old man, Eddie. And then he takes it back, takes another bite out of it. And you guys sit and eat and take your time, basically, and converse and just relax for a bit. And then once Jonah finishes his ham and pineapple slice and he's about to begin the pepperoni slice, he puts some red pepper flakes on top and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And he does all that, and he looks to you and he says, "Are you happy with your job?"
I mean, it pays. Not as much as I want, but it's pretty nice.
Okay.
Why? You got something?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my son, he works down at the docks, and they're always looking for contractors. They're always looking for extra help and extra hands down there. He's mentioned that to me before. So if you know, need a little bit of side work or something else along those lines, let me know. And I'll let him know, and he could try and hook you up. Let's be real. The VA pays like shit, and you need some extra scratch for yourself, for your kid. Just think about it.
I definitely consider it. I need the money right now.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think. A lot of these soldier boys who are based overseas waiting for the Soviets, or I guess they're Russian again, you know. They were waiting to see what they were going to do, and now they're all coming back home in the military. They're going to give their discharge papers. It's just the natural order of things, rotations and everything, and who knows, they could snatch up those extra jobs before you can. Something to think about, Eddie.
Soldier boy.
Yeah, soldier boys, you know, like us. Well, not like me anymore. I'm an old man.
One of my friends used to call me that.
Oh, yeah? What happened to them? You're speaking in the past tense, Eddie. You don't talk anymore to him?
Nah, he passed.
I'm sorry to hear that. Damn shame. Really sorry to hear that.
It's okay. He didn't die painfully, at least.
That's all we can really hope for in this life, Eddie, is to pass in our sleep and be surrounded by our loved ones. You gotta appreciate all the little moments in life before we're gone.
It was a bit worse than that. But no, he didn't suffer, at least.
It's good. That's good. And at that point, he'll reach for his fountain drink, and we'll say you've got a fountain drink as well, if you're okay with that. And he raises the fountain drink up slightly and looks to you and says, to your friend.
Yeah. Haney. Name's Haney.
Haney. To Haney, then. And you guys touch the lids of your cups against each other, and you each take a sip, take a drink at that point. And eventually you guys finish up eating. The white pizza slice you got is better than the cheese pizza that you got. And eventually you guys leave, and Jonah drives you back to the Brooklyn VA Medical Center, since it is still a work day for you and not for him. And before you guys head back up, he gives you the ticket that was in the glove box of his vehicle, and he walks you back up. He'll shake your hand and say, really good to see you again, man.
It's nice to see you too. I hope we could do this a lot more often now. But we got the boxing thing tomorrow, so that's good.
We do, yeah. Atlantic City. What time should I pick you up tomorrow?
Just come pick me up at noon. We'll do some gambling, see if we get some money, and then go to the boxing, right?
Gambling. You're fucking funny, Eddie. I don't think it's until like 7 p.m. So, yeah, we can go early and have a little bit of fun beforehand. Why not? All right, noon. I'll see you tomorrow, Eddie.
See you tomorrow, Jonah.
And he walks away. All right, so for Scott Macallan, it's now December 13th, 1989. It's been probably about 12 hours since the events in New Hampshire, and you had already driven back to the city, had gotten your requisite drink with Eddie Vittorio, and he has already left. And you are also about to leave because you have a flight to catch at Boston International. But before you do that, you do still have the Spectre M4. And for that matter, you also have the body armor, unless you did something else with that. But I don't think...
I think if any... Yeah, again, I don't think we ever discussed it in character, but Scott would... Body armor on its own is not anything too suspect. In fact, he actually... I believe Scott will actually keep the vest, and he'll keep it, wearing it under his clothes, because it is the light concealable Kevlar.
What about the helmet?
Helmet, you gotta get rid of that. That's harder to explain.
Okay.
Yeah, again, it's not not illegal to have, but it would raise too many questions.
Okay. So you, on your way to Boston International, you pull over to the side of the road where the road runs along the Charles River, and discreetly you dump the Spectre M4 and the Army helmet into the river. And then you, just as quickly as you did that, you keep on going. You have about an hour or so before your flight begins to board, and you've already crossed over, through the basic amounts of security that are there. You check your revolver. Security increased a little bit due to the Lockerbie bombings that had occurred.
Cool.
So, on the other side, while you have about an hour of time to kill, what would you like to do?
Honestly, find a lounge here, grab another drink, probably have another smoke, and moreover, he needs to find a phone. He needs to call Elena and, maybe call Roger, although he's not really looking forward to it. Let him know that he's on his way back.
Yeah, finding a payphone is easy enough in this area. So you take the requisite quarters, you feed them to the phone, and you take a seat with your luggage sitting at your side. And who do you call first?
Calling Elena, definitely.
Calling Elena, okay.
And what time is it now in Boston?
It would be about, I'm going to say 12:30.
Okay, so about 9 o'clock over there, so she'd probably be at the library by this point, so he'll ring the library first.
Oh, let's do a luck roll. See if you get Roger or you get Elena.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, I want you to roll this luck roll.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
It's more fun that way.
1d1.
Therefore, you only have yourself to blame.
Success, 29 under 50.
It takes a few rings to connect, but eventually you hear the voice of Elena Collins on the other end of the phone, and she says,
Red River Public Library, how can I direct your call?
Elena, it's me.
Hey, babe. How you doing?
I'm all right. Hey. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's good to hear yours, too. Are you right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting on a flight in about an hour. Then after that, another couple hours flight to Albuquerque, then driving back up to Red River, but I'll be back by tonight.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, if it's not too much trouble, maybe when you get home, maybe you could, I don't know, send one of the nurses out. You can keep an eye on my father. It would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Thank you. Also, it's a good thing that I got the phone and not Roger because I don't know what happened, but he must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. But that man is fuming mad today. So you got lucky.
He give you any indication what about, or just being his old cantankerous self?
Just being his old grumpy self. He muttered something about stubbing his toe first thing I'm getting out of bed. I didn't pay any attention to it. Bad start to a day, I can understand, Hey, so,
Gotcha.
about that book you wanted me to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, Scott, when she says that, he kind of looks around him, like, trying to see if there's anyone nearby with an earshot who seems like they might be listening in.
She says,
You've reacted so serious about that book. Why? It just seems like a weird thing that you would just pick up, I don't know, like at a library or something, but...
Listen, Elena. Trust me when I say that I have very good reason for being so serious. We shouldn't talk about this over the phone. Wait until I'm back tonight. I will explain everything. Just believe me when I say that that's something that is dangerous, alright? And it's dangerous for me to have it, but it's far less dangerous than just having it floating out in the world or in the hands of someone who doesn't know how to handle it.
I would like you to give me an alertness roll and a PAL times 5 roll. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you hit a third breaking point during this?
I absolutely did hit a third breaking point.
And we didn't talk about that, or did we?
We didn't talk about that in character. We talked about it on the side, but to explain to the audience, Scott's third breaking point and his third disorder, which, by the way, if he hits any more, he's going to start losing motivations.
Yes.
But this third disorder is an obsession with the collection and holding of the unnatural. Not just an obsession with the unnatural itself, but to keep unnatural artifacts in his possession.
Yeah, and on that note, give me that alertness roll and then a PAL times 5 roll.
And PAL. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Alertness, that's 71. Failure, 93 over 71.
Okay.
And then power.
Yeah.
It's also failure, 74 over 50.
Yeah, so as you're sitting in this lounge chair talking with Elena, her voice becomes hollow, like it's being pulled away from you because you're looking around the airport as she brings up the book. And it's not very particularly crowded in here. It's around lunchtime on a weekday. But you think you see a person walk around a corner that looks like they're dissolving, or they look like kind of slimy. It's hard for you to kind of quantify what you're seeing, but then they disappear from view.
Scott stops talking. His eyes are just fixed on where this strange melting person, and it's just dead air over the phone as he continues staring.
Scott? Hey, are you there? Scott?
I gotta go. And he's gonna slam the phone back into the receiver.
Yeah, you hear her trying to say wait, and then you hang the phone up. Do you head in the direction?
He will. Now, granted, he is taking a lot slower because his gun is already bound for the plane in his checked luggage. So he's currently unarmed.
Yeah, when you get to the corner where you thought you saw this slimy figure, you catch sight of it again. Looks like it's heading for the bathroom.
Yeah, Scott's he's trying to be sneaky. He wants to get, whatever this thing is, he needs to get a drop on it.
Yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Oh boy,
in this very crowded public place.
Yeah, he's real good at that. Failure, 50 over 14.
You are carrying your bag, but then you also kind of subconsciously bend your knees and you kind of move a little bit slower. You do notice that you're catching a few strange looks. but you keep pressing on towards this bathroom, I presume.
Yeah.
You do that. You head into the bathroom. You think you see this slimy figure disappear into one of the stalls, and then step up onto the toilet because the feet just disappear.
Yeah.
Are you going to do anything?
He's going to pause a moment, put his bag down. He's going to walk over to the sinks and turn at least 2 of them on, get some water flowing to try to cover any sound.
Okay.
And upon doing that, he's going to walk on over to the stall he saw that thing get into. And he's going to do his best to kick the door in.
Yeah, the door isn't like fully closed all the way. It's like in that state where you can tell that it's not locked or it's not closed. It's just kind of there. So that's easy enough to do.
Yeah, I guess in that case, instead of going for a full kick, he's going to like shove it open.
Yeah, so when you do that, there's nothing there. But then you hear a voice behind you say, "Hey, are you all right, buddy?"
Gonna whip around. Who's there?
You see a man who looks like his skin is slowly dissolving off of his body and oozing onto the floor. And he continues to speak to you and says, "You looked a little scared there. Are you all right? I know first-time flight jitters and all that." And he's just oozing and dissolving into a pile on the floor in front of you.
You stay. Don't get any closer.
Yeah, and as he's dissolving, the pile just starts to sort of like move on its own, sort of like the slime back in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Scott is gonna try to charge past this guy. Even leaving, like, I probably need to roll a power or an alertness just to see if I even grab my bag as I'm running out.
Yeah, well, your bag is right there in the entryway, and he was sort of in the entryway next to it, so you would have the wherewithal to grab it. Are you walking around him, stepping over him?
Not going for like a full shoulder check, but if this guy doesn't get out of my way, he's gonna get it. Running, yeah.
You say a guy, but you have to remember, as I just described, this is an oozing skin flesh pile on the floor.
Yes. Scott does not want anything to do with this. He is full bolting.
"Hey, are you okay?" And then another guy walks in. This guy looks like he's done up in a nice, like, tan business suit. He's got a fedora on, and he says, "Hey, is everything all right in here, sir?" And he's just looking at you, and he sees you running at him. You feel the slime wrap around your foot.
"Get off me! Get off me!"
As you grab your bag, trying to step around the melting, dissolving man. And the other guy who's standing up there in front of you is basically saying, "Hey, buddy, it's okay. It's okay." But how does Scott feel right now having this slimy flesh pile starting to wrap around his leg?
Yeah, absolutely not.
So yeah, what are you doing?
Gonna try, like, still running, gonna try to kick it off. You know, basically, like, honestly, the way someone, like, trying to grab at his ankle, like, somewhere on the ground grabbing at his ankles. You know, same way you try to kick them off.
Yeah, give me another PAL ×5 roll.
Failure, 73 over 50.
You feel like the world is closing in on you. This nauseating, suffocating, I hate to do this to you, but also I don't at the same time, claustrophobic feeling. You feel the slime start to climb up your leg while this other man seems to have his hands on your shoulders. He looks concerned. And you see a gibbering mouth on this flesh pile, still talking to you normally. Buddy, it's okay. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay.
No, get off.
You snap to and you realize that the man that had been grabbing at your legs, you find yourself now on the floor of this bathroom, and this one guy who you thought this slime was wrapped around your legs, it was actually just his arms, and you realize that you were violently flailing around. And the other guy with the fedora on, he's standing there. He's like, sir, it's okay. You're in Boston International. It's okay. Do we need to get you medical attention? Do you start to come to a little bit?
Yeah, as he starts coming to, Scott's gonna just, if he tries to get up now, will either of these guys try to stop him?
You don't know.
He's just gonna try to get up then.
Whoa. Hey, easy. I think you had some sort of, he looks to the fedora man is saying this. He looks to the other guy. What the hell? My wife called it something. Panic attack or something that she read about in one of those magazines.
You don't say shit to me. You won't say shit to anyone else.
Whoa. Buddy, seriously. We're just trying to help you out here, okay?
You. Get out of my way.
So you try to get up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look between each other, kind of freaked out, and then they throw their hands up and they kind of back away. And the other guy who had been just moments ago a pile of slime on the floor with sentience, he just unwraps his arms from around your legs and he quickly like gets himself up to get out of your way.
Yeah, gonna push himself up. Not even really bother, like dust himself off. They will run a hand over his hair, smooth it back a bit.
Yeah,
he looks back at it. Yeah,
your clothing is a bit damp from the fact that it's a public bathroom floor. You know, people coming and going. You know,
it smell slightly like piss, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, at least you weren't over by a urinal. You were over more by the sinks, by the wall there in the corner.
Right.
You run out of the bathroom in the direction of your concourse where your flight back to Albuquerque is. You see a few people look at you with majorly concerned looks, but you briskly just walk out, or do you run or jog?
I think at this point he, especially in the light of that failed power roll, full on running.
Okay. You take off down into the concourse in the direction of the gate, and you get about halfway to where you need to be before you realize you look like a fool right now. Some part of you, of your lizard brain, recognizes that you're not being the composed, dignified academic that you should be.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it doesn't help that he has a giant wet stain on his back now.
No, not very well composed. But eventually you slow your pace. Panic attack? You? The guy said you were having a panic attack? You don't get fucking panic attacks. What the fuck was he on about?
No, fuck him. He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know anything about me.
No, he doesn't know you at all. Who the fuck was that guy making assumptions like that? But that felt very real. You felt something climbing up you.
It's just fucking nerves. That's all it is. And, you know, a weaker man would have been broken by what happened in New Hampshire. But Scott's not that man. His head is still high. He is still together.
Would moments of self-doubt creep into his mind, though, is the thing.
Oh, absolutely, but just as soon as they creep in, immediately crushing them under his heel, because self-doubt, that spells death. No, he's a leader. Leaders don't have time to doubt.
But yet, while you were the first in to get Dr. Clark out of that dingy bathroom, you were also the first out of that house, period, completely, with her. Which, that's not something a leader would do. A leader wouldn't leave their people behind, you think?
No.
The mission came first.
Exactly. The leader makes sure the job gets done. Eddie knew what he signed up for. Reed, whatever kind of spook he is, I'm sure he has his own reasons for doing this. And Haney. Fucking Haney. You know, Haney got off on it. He died doing what he loved. You know, maybe he's a lucky one.
Maybe he is. These thoughts tumble through your head as you approach the gate and sit down.
Probably on the way there, he will shed off his now somewhat soiled jacket and just dump it in the trash can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of them. You got some still at home.
And moreover, too, you know, just with his button-down shirt and slacks, he's still fit to fly.
He's still fit to fly.
Just as soon as he can get his hands to stop shaking.
They don't fully stop shaking until the gate number is called and people begin to line up to head back. And you get in line, you present your ticket, and wait. For now, in this concourse at this gate, and people are beginning to board onto the plane, your hands finally do stop shaking once you get into your seat and once you put your bag overhead. Thankfully, nobody sits next to you, so you can kind of spread out a little bit.
Yeah.
You wait for takeoff to occur. You drift off to sleep. You are more tired than you thought you would be. Eventually, you land in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where, you know, your car is in the long-term parking lot. After grabbing your bag from overhead and making sure you get your revolver, you know, your other luggage that have been checked.
Yep.
And you make the drive back to Red River, New Mexico. It's not quite the end of the workday yet. I'm going to say it's about like 3 or 4 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, too, is that flying back to New Mexico, he's effectively flying back in time.
Yes.
You know, changing time zones.
That is true.
He left at noon, probably arrives, you know, no later than 2. So, you know, by that point, then factoring in the drive back up to Albuquerque, he does stop, by the way, at the Albuquerque airport bar. Vodka on the rocks.
Okay.
Just downs it in a gulp, pays up his tab, leaves.
You make your way back to Elena's house.
I forgot to mention, too, in my checked baggage, along with my revolver, that nice bottle of scotch I picked up.
Oh, yeah.
Never got the chance to have any of that. That'll be something nice to, share with Elena when I'm back.
You eventually arrive to Elena's home, and you can actually see the garage door start to, it's like the very end of closing down completely, and you do see the familiar vehicle of like an in-home nurse, like one of the in-home nurses' vehicles, and you see her, this nurse, walk out and get in her car and basically kind of pull up behind her to then just pull up into her spot. So you could surmise Elena maybe had got home a little early.
Yeah, and that's fine. He's still not exactly the freshest, having traveled back in the same clothes he traveled out with. He'll go to the trunk, open it. He's going to get out his revolver and the bottle of scotch.
Okay. Yeah, you tuck the revolver into the small of your back and you grab the scotch. I have a question, because I remember in the very first episode, I'm going to cut this, of course, in Capital Gains, and then you mentioned the book. I think you also mentioned that there were photographs as well that you forgot to mention that were with the book.
Oh, yes.
One of which was of Spencer Dixon, right?
Yeah, because that was the photograph Scott took was of, and specifically Dixon's corpse.
Yeah. I need to make give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I forgot about that, and we're going to depend on the scroll.
We keep forgetting about that, and it's actually a very important thing.
Yes, but we're going to see, depending on if she succeeds the sanity roll or not. Yes, Elena now has a sheet, fellow travelers, our listening audience. So you knock on the door. She answers. Hey!
How does she look?
She looks fine.
Okay, good. And immediately just going to go pull her into a hug.
Yeah, she does, but her hug is a little bit not as tight as you're used to.
Yeah.
How was your flight?
It was fine. It was fine, but don't worry about that now. It's just...
You sounded a little... were you just trying to rush to get to your plane? Is that why you hung up?
No,
She's walking into the house.
Talk inside.
You close the door. You see her... Give me an alertness roll.
Okay. Success, 10 under 71.
Okay. Yeah, so... Two things you notice. One, you don't see her father downstairs. But what you do see is a small, familiar leather-bound book sitting on the kitchen table as you walk in, and you see her pick it up and grab it and tuck it under her arm.
Yeah.
You know what book that is.
Of course. Scott's heart begins pumping a little bit faster, seeing that in her hands.
Here. Scotch? You brought me scotch? I like a good drink, Scott.
Yeah, I just thought, well, I need to stop apologizing for all the times I have to leave, but, well, I think this is a decent enough way to say I'm sorry.
Maybe. She wags a finger at you. We'll see, and she walks to the kitchen, closer to the sink where the glasses are. Still has the leather-bound book tucked under her left armpit, but she reaches up with her right arm, grabs 2 alcohol glasses, opens the bottle of scotch and pours a few fingers for you and for her. And she comes back with them, hands one to you and says, let's sit on the couch.
Yeah. And like I said, I'll explain everything. It's just, can't do it on the phone.
She doesn't say anything. She waits for you to get comfortable on the couch. She sets her glass down on the table. She removes the book from underneath her armpit, and you can now see that a certain photograph, the edges of it are kind of sticking out a little bit, and she opens right to that and presents it to you openly and says, what's this? What is this, Scott? I know you have that Polaroid camera. What is this? And it's very clearly the photo of a dead Spencer Dixon.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the proper name for it, but they're creatures. They feed on the dead, and they can assume the identities of others. This one was calling itself Spencer Dixon, a cowboy in a rodeo out in Kansas. That time when I had to fly out to see my dead aunt. I don't have an aunt.
Okay.
That thing was a threat to everyone, but
And this? She puts the photo down and then closes the book and holds it up. What is this?
I don't know what you'd really consider it. A journal or perhaps a Socratic dialogue, but it was in Dixon's possession. And from what I can glean, it describes what he used to be before he was that.
As you are explaining this, she sets the book down on the couch and she just gets up suddenly, walks around away from you to the other side of the couch where like this little end table is, picking up her glass of scotch, and she drinks it and gulps it all down in one go.
Yeah.
I need to make a sanity roll for her real quick. Another one.
Oh yeah, this is just absolutely trauma dumping on this poor girl.
Oh yeah, that's not good. Okay.
How much does she lose?
3.
Okay, not great, not terrible.
She already lost 1 earlier for the photo
Sure.
retroactively.
Yeah, no, Scott, and like seeing her clearly in distress. This is why I kept this from you for so long.
Don't talk to me right now for a second. Fuck. And she walks off to the kitchen, and you can hear the glass being set down. A long sigh, and then you can hear the uncapping of the scotch bottle, and you can hear the sound of another glass being poured.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
That's fine.
well, she drinks it again. You can hear her gulping, and then she sets it down and coughs a little bit, and then she pours another one and walks back in. You lied to me.
I did, and I'm sorry.
So, and she gets closer to you, her face maybe a few inches from yours. She's pissed. Your human is high enough at this particular distance. She's not happy with you in the fucking slightest. She gets up in your face and she says, "So, what? Are you running around? Is this some sort of government thing? Do you, what the hell is going on? What is going on?"
I wish I had a good answer for you. Government, I don't think so. Not myself. I'm sure that there's.
Stop. Where were you? Pennsylvania. Did you even go to Miskatonic? Did you even go to Massachusetts last year?
I did.
So that was true. That was real.
Yes.
She's eyeing you up right now. 1 second. Making another roll. She looks at you and she says, "And this trip?"
I really was in Boston, yes, and Cambridge. And
Doing
I
what?
was dealing with doing the same thing I've been doing. In this case, it was a fellow academic got herself caught up in something like this, and he kind of nods toward the photo. Bunch of neo-Nazis decided that they wanted what she had, and so took her for it. And I and a group of other men, we got her back, and we got her safe, and we prevented a group of fascists from gaining immeasurable power.
She takes another quick sip of the scotch, doesn't break eye contact with you. Okay. And what about when you had to go? You're not telling me something. I know you're not telling me something. Why are you lying to me again, Scott?
I'm not lying to you. Everything I have told you is the full truth.
Well, cat got your tongue?
No. But the reason I have to do this, Elena, is it's not for money. It's not for my own pleasure. It's because I am the only one capable of doing it. The other people who are with me, these past 2 times, someone's died because they didn't listen to me.
People died?
Yes. I came close to dying several times.
Tell me about one time. She sits back down on the couch. I presume you've been seated the whole time.
Yeah, no, he's not been following her. If anything, he's been there just calmly sipping his drink.
Yeah, so after she had leaned down to get in your face, she then sits next to you and continues staring daggers at you, and she says, "Tell me about one of these times you almost died, Scott."
Well, understand that I'm telling you the whole truth, but
Tell me.
I was
Look me in the eyes and tell
grabbed.
me.
Yeah, and that would be like the whole thing is the whole time he had like as she's been glaring at him, he has not broken eye contact with her either. And Elena, you know me better than any person on earth, so you look me in the eye now and ask yourself if I'm lying. I was grabbed by a hand as long as a fucking school bus, and it was dragging me toward who knows what end. And as it pulled me, I barely got free. I managed to shoot it apart with my revolver and free myself.
She stares at you, takes another sip of the scotch, scooches closer to you. What the hell is out there?
That's a better question is what isn't out there? I have seen more in the past 2 years than I ever thought I would in a lifetime. But what's out there, Elena, it's dangerous. But it's mostly dangerous because we're ignorant about it. And there's too many goddamn ignorant people out there calling the shots, determining what does and does not happen. They need people like me and people like you who are smart enough to understand what kind of opportunity this gives us.
Opportunity for what? What are you talking about?
To change the world, Elena. To make people safe. Fuck it, proletarian revolution. Who knows what we could do if we just have the right tools in our hands. Think about it.
She rests her right arm holding the scotch glass. Like her elbow is resting on the back of the couch. She's holding the glass, but she's pointing at you while she's holding the glass. And she says, you sound like many so-called great men throughout history who felt the same way. Look where it got them. Reviled, dead, hated. But you really believe this?
I do believe it. And let them hate me. I don't care. As long as I have the means to make things right, I will do it. I don't care what people think of me. Let them think whatever they want. They're nothing, Elena. The only people worth a damn are me and you.
Tell me everything.
Yeah, I guess in that case, Scott will spend the next 3-4 hours giving her everything, every last little detail, as far as he recalls it. And I think, strangely enough, he does give a fairly unvarnished recollection, although of course through his own, the lens of his own perception.
Hear me out on this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you do this out of a need to keep your relationship whole and intact with Elena, but you're giving her an unvarnished truth of the events that you have gone through.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that, and you're subjecting her to this. She asked
for it.
But you know what this could do to her and to her relationship with you. I need you to give me a sanity roll from helplessness. And I need to make a sanity roll for her for the unnatural, hearing all of this.
Mm-hmm. And I think, too, more than anything,
this poor girl failed every sanity roll so far.
Crit failure, 100 on 36.
Oh, boy.
So, I think, basically, as Scott's telling this, I think he becomes just even, like, it gets to the point where he does get up off the couch, he starts standing up, he starts pacing. I think, like, I don't know if he starts breaking things, but he gets very agitated.
You lose 4 sanity with no chance of projecting.
Yeah, of course.
I need to roll a d6 for her.
Ooh.
Because she failed.
Does she break? Yeah. Does she break? Does she break? Does she break?
She rolled a 3, but I'm going to have her project onto you.
Okay, so dropping our bond down to 6.
Well, no. I got to roll a d4.
Ah.
So, Elena, with this brand new sheet, only loses 2 sanity, and she's an NPC, so we're going to ignore the willpower, but she does lose 1 point of a bond off of you.
Okay, dropping it down.
11.
I'd say that probably
drops it to 11. It was 12. Her charisma is 13. It was already kind of low already.
Well, my question is, because my bond with her is 9, with that projection on me, do I also take a reflective loss of 1?
You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Alright, so that drops it down to 8.
Yeah.
From Scott's perspective.
She sits there, equal parts enraptured, horrified, and utterly spellbound and curious. You know that she's listening to every detail. She's drinking it up.
And Scott loves this.
You don't break anything. You're just very animated. You are essentially reliving blowing Spencer Dixon's head off. You are reliving watching Vince die horribly. You are reliving seeing that slime thing, whatever the fuck that thing was, that horrific tar-like abomination that just destroyed. You didn't see it happen, but it killed Harley Haney.
Right, killed him instantly.
From what Eddie explained, yeah.
Yep. By this point, though, Scott is fully sweating. Thick, dark stains under his arms, bright sheen on his forehead and face. Probably even, halfway through, probably just took his glasses off, tossed them aside.
For a long time after you're done, Elena just sits there and doesn't say anything. The glass has long since been emptied out, but she has not moved the entire time. She has the glass cupped in both her hands, and she's just staring down into it. I need another drink, she says, almost sounding defeated.
Scott will reach out to take the glass from her and say, "Yeah, I could use a refill too."
And you walk away, you refill both glasses, and you see that when you come back, she's sort of gotten into a fetal position, laying on the couch. Where she had been sitting, it looks like she just slowly had tipped over.
Scott will, I think all that being said, he's gonna slowly walk around the couch to where she's laying there, and he's gonna kneel down in front of her and just slowly kind of caress the side of her head with the back of his hand. Is she crying?
A little bit.
Yeah, he will, if she doesn't resist, he's gonna lean in, start kissing her cheeks, basically trying to kiss up the tears.
She does kind of shudder a little bit when you do that, and then she says, I'm glad I know, but I also wish you had never told me.
That's the curse of knowledge, Elena.
Can you just hold me, please?
Of course. Of course. And he will gently push her up just to give himself room, but let her lay across his lap and hold her head.
So,
Remember when we first met?
Yeah, I do.
I remember the day I walked in those library doors. And you were there. And the way you looked at me then.
What are you trying to say?
That you are the most perfect woman I've ever laid eyes on. And I'm so glad to have you by my side.
I don't feel so perfect right now.
It takes time. It hurts at first, but after a while, it's like any other injury. It scabs, picks off, and the scar remains, but hey, scars are sexy.
She kind of quickly looks her head over at you. The fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, ain't that the question, Elena? Oh, to say that I'm crazy for you.
She looks past you, away from you, and then back at you with a kind of a stunned look. Can you just do me a favor tonight and sleep down here? I need to think. I need time to process.
Yeah, Ooh. A very clear shift. Is that what you want?
I'm not going to leave you. This is just a lot to take in, and I need to be alone for tonight in my room by myself, please.
Fine.
It's nothing.
Fine.
Look, listen. Don't get all self-righteous. I asked for this. I need time to process it tonight. It's not your fault that I asked you to tell me. I know what I got myself into. I just wish I hadn't. Okay?
All right.
Thank you. She gets up. She's not drunk, but she is a little wobbly.
Oh yeah.
Do-
I mean,
do you-
she just gulped down 4 glasses of scotch.
Yeah, do you steady her?
Yeah, but the move is not. There's no tenderness in it anymore. It's just he doesn't want her to fall down.
Yeah, and she realizes that, and she gets up, and you see her disappear into the kitchen. You hear the clink of the glass being set into the sink, and she walks past you and goes upstairs. And you hear the sound of the bedroom door shutting, and then you can hear the sound of the door locking. And then there's just you in this living room by yourself with the weight of your decision heavily, firmly in your mind.
Yeah. Scott's gonna. He's never smoked inside Elena's house before, but he is just gonna pull a cigarette and light it. Gonna use his own half-empty whiskey glass as an ashtray.
Yeah, you do that, and maybe like 2 or 3 minutes later, you hear the door upstairs open, and you can faintly hear, "Do that outside, please. I can smell it through the vents." And then the door closes, and you hear it lock again. Do you go outside and smoke, continue your smoke, or do you...
Yeah, he will. He's gonna walk outside. Or I should say, I will walk outside. And just stare up. It's freezing cold out, but he doesn't bother putting on a jacket. Doesn't bother really just doing, he just stands there letting the freezing air blow over him, staring up at the night sky.
What have you done? Why would you burden somebody else with this knowledge of what you do? You know on some level that every time you have to go out now suddenly, she's going to be worried sick about you, whether or not you're going to come back alive
Good.
or dead. Good?
You know what? Good. It's about time someone cared about me the way I deserve.
Yeah. You're so lucky to have her by your side.
And he's gonna pull down the last drags of a cigarette and he's gonna crush it out on the back of his arm.
Like, bare arm?
Yep.
Okay. A little burn mark is left.
And pain focuses him.
And as you walk back in the house and prepare to turn in for the night, any final thoughts through your mind?
Yeah, he is gonna take, unless, actually question, did Elena take horseback Jack up with her up to her room?
No. That's down here on the couch.
Good. He is gonna take it in his hand and hold it against his chest, because this is just the beginning. He knows without knowing that Dixon was small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. He's seen now, between the signal realm, the knowledge that there are possibly infinite more dimensions out there parallel to our own. The slime in New Hampshire that fall forth from lightless voids and dimensions beyond what we can even comprehend. To simply change his shape by eating the flesh of another man, or to call forth the half animals that stalk the graveyards and stalk the charnel pits, child's play. And if he's gonna be serious about using this power for good that he knows he can do, he's gonna need more.
And you drift off to sleep with those thoughts. And in the morning, you are awoken by Elena making breakfast. Her father still hasn't come downstairs yet, but you can hear him rummaging around upstairs. And so it's just the two of you down here in the early morning hours in the quiet and the gloom. And you get up because the smell of bacon is wafting through the air, and bacon is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one thing that trumps even the unnatural bacon.
This is true. And she turns to you.
How does she look?
Oof. Well, I mean, she hasn't done herself up for the day, so she looks like she normally does. There's no makeup on. Maybe looks a little bit more haggard. She turns to you and says, she turns to you, walks up to you, and hugs you.
And yeah, Scott immediately pulls her in, just not rushing, but a very, very, very tight hug. Just holding her.
She looks up at you and says, "Okay, look, I can keep a secret. I won't tell anybody, but I need to know when you're going on wherever it is you are sent to go.
Of course.
All I want to know from now on is where you're going. Can you do me the respect of that?"
Yes, Elena.
Okay. That's the first test, and she lightly backhands you on the chest with her back of her hand. Then she points up at you after getting out of the hug, and she says, second thing, you need to talk to somebody about this as best as you can. I realize it's insane. Everything you told me last night was insane and unbelievable, but I'm choosing to believe it because I have chosen to believe in you. But I still think you need to get help about this. I know you have like the rest of the week off. Try and find a therapist. Try today. Look for one today. For me. For us. Please.
I think I know just the guy, believe it or not.
Who? Where?
Well, he's a bit far afield. He runs his own hospital up in Port Tobacco, Maryland. Remember when we went off to Rehoboth Beach?
Yeah.
Well...
Near there?
Yeah, part why I chose it is that it wasn't too far away, just in case, if we needed him. He's... Well, shit. I'll be honest with you. He's one of the men who I've worked with in the past.
Okay. So somebody who understands.
Precisely. The only one who would understand. He's really the only one. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and,
She holds up a hand. She holds up a hand. I only want to know when I ask. Don't volunteer or offer anything to me. Please. That's the third thing.
Alright. Fair.
Give him a call. I'm going to actually let you do it now. She crooks a thumb over her shoulder. I want to take this plate of food up to my father. You're going to make that call. You need to talk to somebody, Scott.
Yeah. No. I will.
Okay. And she goes, fills up a plate, walks upstairs and disappears. The phone from the living room, you can see it from here, it calls to you.
Yeah. Right. When he had just gotten his orders from CARRADINE, just about 4 days ago.
Yes. So, you go to call Dr. Rufus Kimball, but you end up getting his head nurse saying that he's unavailable and to leave a message. Do you leave a message?
Yeah, I do, but it's very vague. Just Rufus, Scott. Give me a call back when you get a chance. It's important.
And the head nurse acknowledges and says that she'll get it to him as soon as he can, and he'll get back to you as soon as he can. And then you hang up. You do have a Yellow Pages in the house if you wanted to try a local therapist.
Yeah, and he's probably going to have to look up someone. There's no one really here in Red River, but there's probably people down in Teos. Larger town, just about 45 minutes hour to the south.
Yeah.
So he's going to go through the Yellow Pages. And he's just going to start calling, he's going to find if there's any therapists in Teos currently accepting patients.
And there are. It takes a few tries, but after about the fourth call, you land on not only somebody who's available with an opening today, but, yeah, their name is Dr. Andrew Mellon.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when Elena comes back downstairs, she spent some time upstairs with her father, but she comes back downstairs eventually and she says, "Any luck with him?"
Well, not with the one I was hoping for, but at the very least found someone local to us in Teos.
Oh, okay. So when can they see you?
Today.
Oh, that's great. You should go as soon as you can. Her tone drops a little bit as she says that.
Yeah.
And she's staring at you.
I will, Elena.
Good, because I got to get ready for work and the nurse is going to be here soon.
Yeah, okay. Well, I probably need to actually go by Roger's place first to clean up a bit, but...
Sure, that makes sense. And you two sit down, you eat breakfast, and then she goes back upstairs to get herself ready for her day at the library. The in-home nurse arrives. Her name is Julia. You're familiar with her. Different one from yesterday. There's one you hadn't seen before, but this one, you know her. And she smiles and waves at you and asks where Trevor is, and you can Trevor's faintly going, "Elena! Julia! Julia!" And Julia just goes, oh, please, I'm gonna go see him now, and it's okay, I got this. And yeah, you make the drive to Teos to Dr. Mellon's clinic. And so this is going to be like a more abbreviated segment of sure. Going to therapy. I just need to pull up the fucking here we go.
Yeah, I've had it up.
I have the card. Okay. So here is how we're going to kick this off. First of all, reduce the bond by 1.
Yep.
I feel
you know
like
what?
I feel like Roger would be appropriate in this case, unless you had a different idea.
I'm gonna go with Kimball.
Ooh.
Fuck you, Kimball. Where were you when I needed you?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, so take 1 off of your bond with Kimball. What does that drop it to? From what to what?
5 to 4.
5 to 4. Okay. Therapy requires a luck roll or a roll with a therapist psychotherapy skill. We're going to go with a luck roll for this. I want you to roll me a luck roll.
Yeah, of course. Here we go, baby.
Here we go.
Failure 58 over 50. God damn it.
Okay.
Of all the times, I was hoping to roll a 1. Because then I could have cured one of these dumbass disorders.
So the question now becomes, well, I think I know what the answer is going to be, but are you going to be truthful or not?
You know what? Scott is. Because here's the thing. This guy is a normie. You know, he can believe whatever he wants. But Scott's going to tell him, hey, as far as I consider it, everything I'm saying right now is true. He's not going to go into the same level of detail he did with Elena, but he's not going to pull any punches either. He's going to tell him, yeah, I went to Kansas and I killed a ghoul. I went to Pennsylvania and I got pulled into a television to watch my friend die. Most recently, I was in New Hampshire. Blew up a meth lab full of Nazis.
Yeah. So after getting some information, some brief information on you, and Dr. Mellon is beginning to take notes and he's writing things down, and
what does this guy look like, by the way?
He looks to be a man in his mid to late 50s, a well-groomed, trimmed mustache. Looks like he's got tan skin, you know, probably like a lot of people would in New Mexico. Like he's a man who does outdoorsy stuff when he's not indoors. He's dressed comfortably, wearing slacks, penny loafer shoes, and sort of a plaid vest over like a short sleeve, like a green short sleeve. And he's sitting there regarding you, and he's taking notes, and he's studying you as you're saying all this, nodding his head thoughtfully. And he looks at you and says, you were set back by a great professional tragedy. And many people, they tend to view many obstacles in their lives as being equated to real life enemies, to real life adversaries, in order to help process their shame, their guilt, their grief. These things are entirely normal to equate to different things in order to project certain things, certain feelings, certain events, certain memories. And he regards you and he says, you are grandiose, Dr. Macallan. I'll give you that. But are you considering what your words and your actions are doing to the people around you, the colleagues, your girlfriend Elena? Are you taking stock of how you may be coming off to them, how you may be feeling? Anything like that strike a chord?
Trying to think of the way I want to phrase this myself.
Because the read you're getting on this guy is, for as much truth as you're telling him, it's so unbelievable to him and it's so grandiose, over the top.
Of course he thinks I'm bullshitting him.
Yeah.
But
he's not letting on that that's how he's, you know, he's being the good doctor to his patient.
Yeah. And Scott's just gonna kind of look at him and say, you know what, Doctor? I don't think I've ever really thought about it that way. I think we've made really great progress here today.
He has this thoughtful look on his face. It's just consider the thoughts and the feelings of other people around you, you know? Start there, little steps. I really am sorry to hear about your fall from academic grace. It sounds like it you know, your friend wasn't there for you like he should have been. Like, hey, but I'm glad you came and you spoke with me today. Would you like to set up another appointment for maybe next week or 2 weeks from now? I need to look at my calendar, but or is it more of on a call and see if I'm available sort of a deal? Because I can work with that too.
What do you have next month? Turn of the year.
Next month would be, let's see, we can do a month from now. We can do January 15th at 3 p.m. Does that sound good?
Sure. Now, granted, if something comes up, I may need to cancel, but yeah, let's go ahead and pencil in for that.
Sure thing. And he walks over to a calendar on his desk that you can see, and he begins to fill in and write in a date, or he begins to write in information. Give me 1 second, because I feel like there's a whole thing about getting a bond with your therapist.
Which also, that actually reminds me of something. Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
Oh, well, hold on. This says, if your agent suffers from a disorder, a critical success with therapy's luck roll cures it, whether your agent told the truth or not. But I don't know if your agent developing the bond hinges on a critical success or not. That's where the wording is kind of...
Yeah, the wording is a little strange.
I'm going to say that no, and not in this particular case.
And especially the way Scott's looking at this guy right now. No.
How does Scott really feel about Dr. Mellon sitting across from him right now?
This dude is a little pseudo-intellectual pissant. Yet another example of the overeducated and completely useless American nomenclatura.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
But it did feel good to get that off his chest, and he got his one sand back. So
you do regain 1 point of sanity for telling the truth, no matter how couched in bullshit it actually is to this guy. So what does that bring you up to now?
33.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, he's not doing good.
No, he is not. Holy fuck. Okay. So, yeah, you leave Dr. Mellon's office. You wish it had been Dr. Kimball that...
Oh, yeah. At least Kimball, A, is smarter than this guy by a fucking mile, and B,
has actually
knows what's up.
Yeah. So, you leave Dr. Mellon's office, you get into your car, and you... Let's just say, to end this, you head back to Elena's house. You do some yard work around the house. She had mentioned at some point, you remember that she wanted some plants planted. And so, you may take a trip to do that. You fix various things around the house. You have time off, you do that. And for the next several months, life kind of goes back to normal, as it tends to do. You go back to work at Red River Public Library. You settle back into a routine, at least for now. But the way that Elena looks at you sometimes, it's different now. And you know it's different now.
What is that look she gives me? Is it fear?
You can't really quantify it, because it kind of comes and goes, and you catch it in moments where you think, or where she thinks you aren't looking, and she has to turn her head away really quick. It's hard to say. Maybe it is fear. Maybe it's worry. Maybe it's wonder and curiosity.
All of that sounds really quite good to Scott.
Yes, it does. It certainly does.
And it's in those moments when he catches that look in her eye that Scott wants her more than any other time.